Welcome to the CompTIA A+ Prepcast presented by baremetalcyber.com. Soft skills are just as essential in technical roles as the ability to troubleshoot hardware or configure software. Communication has a direct impact on user satisfaction, the success of team collaboration, and the smooth handling of support tasks. The A+ certification recognizes this and includes communication strategies, professionalism, and escalation awareness as core competencies. Technicians in support roles must be able to listen, explain, empathize, and de-escalate all, while solving technical issues effectively. Mastering these interpersonal skills is essential not only for passing the exam but also for excelling in real-world environments. Active listening is one of the most valuable communication techniques for a support technician. It involves focusing entirely on what the user is saying, including their tone and phrasing. Rather than interrupting or making assumptions, the technician waits until the user finishes and then paraphrases the issue to confirm understanding. This can sound like, "So you're saying the computer restarts whenever you open that file, correct?" Doing so builds trust, reduces confusion, and demonstrates genuine attention to the user's needs. Clarifying user requests helps prevent misdiagnosis and wasted time. When a user reports an issue, the technician should ask specific follow-up questions to narrow down the problem. Avoiding jargon is crucial. Users often don't know technical terms, and assuming they do can create frustration. In some cases, it's helpful to write down the user's problem and read it back to them for confirmation. Clarity in this early stage ensures the technician is solving the right problem from the start. Maintaining a positive tone and attitude, even during stressful situations, helps calm users and keep the interaction productive. A friendly voice and reassuring language such as, "Let's take a look at that together," can turn a tense situation into a manageable one. Technicians should avoid sounding dismissive, frustrated, or impatient. The goal is to make the user feel supported and confident that their issue is being addressed professionally and efficiently. Imagine a user who cannot print and is visibly frustrated. The technician begins by acknowledging the frustration and calmly saying, "I understand that this is disrupting your work. Let's see what's going on." As they diagnose the issue, they continue to explain their steps and keep the user informed. Once the problem is fixed, the technician walks the user through what was done. The user ends the interaction feeling heard, respected, and reassured, even though the original experience was stressful. Clear written communication is just as important as verbal communication. Emails, chat responses, and ticket documentation must be professional, concise, and informative. Bullet points or numbered lists help users follow instructions more easily. Abbreviations, slang, and emojis should be avoided unless the tone is explicitly informal and company culture allows it. Written communication often represents the technician and the organization long after the conversation ends. Professional behavior in user interactions reflects the technician's respect for both the user and the organization. This includes arriving on time, dressing appropriately for the environment, and following basic etiquette during visits. Technicians should never invade a user's personal space, use their devices without permission, or violate their privacy. Maintaining integrity in every interaction reinforces trust and contributes to a positive service reputation. Difficult or angry users are an inevitable part of technical support. In these cases, technicians must remain calm and show empathy, even if the frustration seems misplaced. The focus should remain on solving the issue rather than defending personal actions or arguing. If the situation cannot be resolved at the current level, the technician should explain the need to escalate and ensure that the user understands who will follow up. Staying composed protects both the technician and the user relationship. Following up after a service interaction shows commitment to quality and reinforces professionalism. Once an issue is resolved, technicians should confirm that everything is working properly and ask whether the user needs anything else. This extra step helps ensure satisfaction and may uncover related concerns that the user didn't initially mention. Follow-up also gives the technician a chance to leave a positive impression that can carry over into future interactions. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Cultural sensitivity and accessibility awareness are essential for inclusive communication. Technicians should use neutral, respectful language and avoid assumptions about a user's background, skill level, or communication style. In some cases, adjustments may be needed, such as using visual aids, written instructions, or assistive technology to support users with different needs. Being aware of cultural differences in tone, expectations, or feedback styles helps technicians build stronger relationships and deliver effective support across diverse environments. Email etiquette plays a key role in professional communication. A clear subject line, appropriate greeting, and polite closing help structure the message and make it easier to read. Technicians should always proofread their messages to catch grammar errors and ensure the tone is respectful and clear. Emojis, humor, and overly casual language should be avoided unless explicitly acceptable in the workplace. Written messages often serve as documentation, so they must reflect professionalism and accuracy. Managing expectations is one of the most effective ways to reduce user frustration. Technicians should set realistic timelines for resolution and explain the steps involved. If delays occur or a task takes longer than expected, the user should be informed as soon as possible. Providing accurate updates helps reduce repeated calls and demonstrates that the technician is actively engaged in resolving the issue. Transparency builds trust, even when the solution is not immediate. Documentation best practices include logging the issue, the steps taken to resolve it, and the final outcome. Notes should be written in a clear and factual tone without personal opinions or unnecessary commentary. Good documentation ensures accountability, provides a reference for future issues, and helps other technicians understand the context if the ticket is reopened or escalated. The A+ exam includes these practices as part of operational procedures and service quality. Team communication is essential for effective support delivery. Technicians must share updates about ongoing issues, escalate when needed, and collaborate using common platforms like Teams, Slack, or email. Keeping others informed ensures ticket visibility and allows teams to coordinate their responses. Technicians should also confirm when a task is complete or when follow-up is required. Team awareness reduces duplication and supports better problem resolution. Confidentiality is a non-negotiable principle in user interactions. Technicians must not share, repeat, or record sensitive information they encounter during support activities. Files, emails, or user data should only be accessed when required for troubleshooting. Privacy laws and company policies outline these boundaries clearly. Violating them can lead to disciplinary action or legal consequences, even if the breach was unintentional. Respecting user privacy builds trust and protects the organization. Delivering bad news requires a careful and honest approach. If a device cannot be repaired or if data is lost, technicians must communicate this clearly without evasion. Providing alternatives or next steps, such as data recovery services or replacement options, helps users feel supported. Expressing empathy acknowledges the user's inconvenience and prevents the interaction from feeling dismissive or cold. Technicians who handle difficult conversations well are seen as trustworthy and competent. Call centers often use communication metrics to measure service quality. These include average hold time, time to resolution, and customer satisfaction scores collected through surveys or follow-up calls. Technicians may also be evaluated on script adherence and first call resolution rates. Understanding these metrics helps technicians align their communication with performance goals and company expectations. These indicators also highlight areas for training and improvement. User feedback is a valuable tool for improving service quality. Surveys, comment boxes, or informal conversations provide insight into user satisfaction, support experience, and communication effectiveness. Positive feedback reinforces good practices, while negative responses identify gaps in service. Organizations may use this input to adjust standard operating procedures, update documentation, or provide coaching. Listening to user feedback shows a commitment to continuous improvement. To summarize, strong communication and customer service skills include active listening, clear documentation, and respectful interaction in every format, from phone calls to written emails. Technicians must adapt their communication to the situation and user, all while staying calm, professional, and focused on the solution. These skills are critical on the A+ exam and essential in every IT role where user support and collaboration are part of the daily routine. Thank you for listening. Please visit baremetalcyber.com for more cybersecurity information, podcasts, books, and more.